One of the most divisive games in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise is by far Sonic CD. It's easily up there with Sonic Lost World and Sonic Heroes for being extremely divisive within the Sonic community. People either loved this game, or they felt nothing but confused while playing it. However, I am here to state my love for this wonderful game. Sonic CD is truly a masterpiece of a Sonic game, and I don't feel ashamed for saying that. Now yes, you obviously don't have to agree with me. If you don't like Sonic CD, that's okay. Opinions are opinions. Without further ado, let's get this started. As always, we'll start with the story. The beginning of it starts with Sonic running through the hills. This intro is awesome for all the reasons. It showed who Sonic was. He believes in freedom. He is a symbol of hope. He is edgy. He's confident and most definitely a cocky one. Anyways, he finds out during his run that a planet called Little Planet is trapped between the hands of Dr. Robotnik. Sonic either has to collect the time stones to set everything right, or go back in the past to destroy the robot generators and then set everything right. Obviously, if you don't do any of that, you'll get the bad ending, where Sonic literally just throws a rock at Robotnik's getaway mobile, or whatever. During his run through the planet, he encounters both Amy and Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic captures Amy, and Sonic eventually saves her after fighting Metal Sonic, and finally heading to the final level to face off Eggman once and for all. After all of that, Sonic gets Amy out and then sees that he has either saved Little Planet or has not. The story is simple, yet very effective. Let us move on to the gameplay. Sonic CD is the first mainline Sonic game to focus heavily on exploration. Sonic 2 was focused on linear levels that were very fast-paced and took a lot of experience to master. Many people who played both games are likely to enjoy the focus that Sonic 2 had and will feel either careless for Sonic CD or overly feel confused while playing Sonic CD. However, as a huge Sonic CD fan, I can get through this game in a breeze. The level design is being criticized for being really confusing and to which way to go, but honestly, I was able to complete most of the levels in this game in under 2 minutes at the very least, and while exploring for the generators. Speaking of that, the generators are in the first 2 acts of every level. How you get to these generators are completely up to you, and there is a lot of convenient and inconvenient parts of the level that allows you to either get there faster or be slowed down because of the oopsie. However, avoiding the inconveniences are easy to do for the most part, with the exception of Wacky Workbench and bits and pieces of Stardust Speedway. Now, there is one specific thing to do to even attempt to destroy these things, that being the time travel mechanic. In my opinion, this is a genius idea. It makes you think like Sonic himself. Which way do I time travel? Is this path going to be quicker or slower? Will this even work? This allows you to time travel to the past in any single way you want. Just a warning though, don't bother with the future time posts. They'll screw over the flow of the game by sending you to the place you don't want to be, and you gotta use 2 past signposts to progress the hunt. The future also makes it harder since the level design is much more harsh. It doesn't happen to me that much though, so it's not something I would hold the game against. The amount of replays I have on this game alone is ridiculous. I think this game's short length and its fast-paced exploration may have made this one of my most played Sonic games. The ways you can speedrun this game are so satisfying. It has truly done something I would never thought I would ever do with a 2D platformer. With all that said though, there is also another way to complete this game that doesn't require the generators. A way that's far more common. The special stages. Okay, special stages have grown on me a little bit over the years. The ones in Sonic 1 and 2 aren't bad at all, and I love the special stages that are in Sonic 3, Sonic Mania, along with Sonic Rush. However, The special stages in Sonic CD are probably some of the worst special stages in the entire series. Call that bullshit all you want, but I have a vendetta against these damn things, and trust me, you will understand my hatred. The 3D perspective just doesn't work for this game's favor, and it just looks disorienting to look at. Though the pixelated backgrounds are kinda neat. I mean, one of them is very seizure-inducing, but the rest are good. However, the way you play these stages is just painful, and just not for me. The controls are so stiff and slippery, it just makes aiming for these stupid UFOs very annoying. I also hate how the AI works for the UFOs. They move so distinctively, it's incredibly hard. Now, a little bit of difficulty is needed for some games to stand out, but considering how poorly you normally control Sonic, this wasn't how to handle it right. Regardless, I thankfully don't have to deal with them anymore, since both of these ways are optional ways to get the good ending. As I said before, I love searching for the generators for the reasons I've stated, but I also appreciate the game giving players options for how to play their game. Granted, it can affect the feelings a player has on the game, but it's still cool. Yet another reason to like Sonic CD. Anyways, like the previous games, we'll be going through all of the stages and see how consistent the game is overall. Palm Tree Panic. An excellent first level with easy to find generators. It's really good for players just getting into the game. It also feels like a recreation in Green Hill, but in Little Planet. Though it is a theme for all of these stages, as it is an enhanced version of the first Sonic the Hedgehog. Collusion Chaos is more of a Little Planet's version of Spring Yard Zone. This is also a fantastic level. And the time travel mechanic is easy to manage throughout this level. The generators are a little easy to spot, mainly the one in the second act, but the zone has a lot of pathways to make it to the end of the level quicker. It's a great stage. Tidal Tempest is this game's version of Labyrinth Zone, but thankfully it's nowhere near as painful this time around. Thanks to the platforming and the super peel out, along with the spin dash, the water is easy to avoid and easy to get out of, unless if you're playing the original Sega CD version, which I'm not using for this video for obvious reasons. Its exploration of the level is very fun compared to what it could have been. It's honestly underrated. Quartz Quadrant is one of the two levels highlighting the inspiration of Scrap Brain Zone, with this one taking the conveyor belts. Though giving this level a mine-like theme. Sounds awesome, and it really is awesome. This is by far my favorite level in the game, and the best level using the time travel mechanic, as it has the most unique structure to do it in. The generators are also placed in very conveniently. You either slowly climb up, or you go straight there to the generator with a massive shortcut. It makes speedrunning this stage extremely fun. It's an ideal Sonic CD stage and everything you should expect. Amazing level. Wacky Workbench, on the other hand, is probably my least favorite. I don't know what inspired them to do this particular level, but it's not for me. The bouncy floor is just a little disorienting, and it can cause the most headaches while playing the game. Thankfully, the generators are easy to memorize, but the placement themselves of the first act generator are so fucking obscure. Not a very good level, though not terrible. Stardust Speedway is this game's version of Starlight Zone. It's a good level, but not overly wow. It is mostly around speed, and the pathways, which makes sense for the name of the level, it's not necessarily ideal. I mean, the generators don't take as much thinking as you would think. However, it's still very short and sweet, and it leaves a very nice time. Plus, the Metal Sonic boss was great as well, and it definitely feels right in a Sonic game. It also completely destroys all of the other bosses in this game, by far! Metallic Madness is actually a pretty cool stage. It basically takes the theming of Scrap Brain Zone and enhances it for the final level. The generator placements aren't too hard or too easy to find, and the level has a nice flow. The spikes are an exception due to having a lot of them, but I can avoid them for the most part. It's not perfect, but it's good. All in all, the level roster for Sonic CD is definitely one of the more consistent classic Sonic level rosters, right next to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Okay, so I put the soundtrack in a separate section for a specific reason. I love this shit! Sonic CD's soundtrack is one of the absolute best in the franchise. Mainly the Japanese OST. The US one is good, but not overly catchy or creative. One of the best qualities to a Sega CD is its quality music, and damn, this game is truly an example of that. I enjoy the pixelated feeling of the previous title's soundtrack well enough, but man, this is so much catchier, better, and nicer. Not only that, but the music is also very atmospheric. For example, Palm Tree Panic is typically a happy level theme, and it gets even happier once you get the good future. The bad future theme is basically the level if it was corrupted, as it has cut out screaming. Jesus, that's messed up. Stardust Speedway's good future theme is very exciting, and the bad future theme is very serious. They both complement each other very well. Even the normal version of the themes are sometimes atmospheric. Like the normal version of Quartz Quadrant. Like, man, that Mind theme-like music is just... Man, even that is immaculate. No matter what I listen to, the soundtrack has always been amazing for me. Though it is Sonic, and I can't be too shocked, but damn! In conclusion, Sonic CD is truly a special game, as it signifies Sonic's personality in both story and gameplay, and I'm kinda sad that most people didn't see it like that, even though it's entirely subjective. Like, I wanted to get Sonic Origins footage, but literally no one I could find made a video on Sonic CD Origins while exploring through the levels through and through. Maybe one day I can use my own footage while editing, but for now, I'll just link the footage from my videos for the time being. With that said, this will be my last scripted video for a while, along with the GameCube Sonic ranking, as school will start for me, and therefore I will focus on simpler content, mainly gameplay videos. With that said, thank you guys for watching, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time!